Hi, Minimalist Explorer, EDC, and I want to talk today about the Victorinox Ranger. I know there's a lot of videos on them from the past, and I want to resurrect it because there's a lot of utility tools out on the market. Some with pliers, for whatever your needs are. I find that this is more useful for my needs, and maybe for yours as well. This is my second one. I chose to purchase another one recently because I have two separate kits that I use for different activities. So one I use for camping. That's where my other Victorinox is. And this one will go into my day hike kit. Because I do enjoy bushcrafting while I'm out hiking. Stop, have lunch, and just create little projects. And the reason I like the Ranger so much is, brought the camera back a little bit to show this better, but so it has the ability to open with one hand, which is great. You still have to close it with two because it locks open, which I appreciate because I do have a buck knife that I was so excited about getting, and can't use it because the blade on it doesn't lock open. So when you're doing anything with it, it just keeps wanting to fold closed. So for me, that's a safety issue. And so unfortunately, that beautiful buck knife I bought is now just sitting in a drawer somewhere. So anyway, I do love the fact that this blade locks open. The reason that I really love this is the saw. It's got a good sized saw on it, and with the teeth are amazing. If you can see that, I used it on the other one. They're great getting through certain branches. Obviously, you need bigger saw for logs, but when you're bushcrafting or you're trying to get some tinder, just some kindling, this it goes through some fat wood, maple, everything. So you know what? It's a great little. I call it a pruning saw. I don't care, but it works, and that's the important thing. And all saws have a 90-degree angle on the spine, so you can use it with your ferro rod. So, and I like something like this rather than a small striker because you can control the pressure better when you're holding a knife to do your striking. One word of caution is this does not lock. This one's newer than my other one. I noticed that when I was striking before, I was striking from here, and because this blade doesn't lock, it was starting to close. So if I use it to strike with at the base, it's less likely to do that when I apply pressure. So that is my caution, is if you're going to use the saw blade for striking your ferro rod, use it from the base, not from any other area, so that you don't have bigger problems when it starts to close up on you. It has the basics. This is the bottle opener side with the larger flathead screwdriver. This side has, and these are, again, it's new. The problem with this is that I need something to get into these. So I'm going to have to work with it or oil it or something because I just don't have the fingernails to get into some of these. Did I open that side? This side is the can opener side. With that. So this is the can opener side. Very sharp, good point on that. I can see how that would work great. And a very small flathead screwdriver at the tip of that. So for me, I think that's an excellent can opener. And when I have more time, I will do a review using the multiple uses for this. So, and the can opener would be exciting to try. And then there's your toothpick. I use it to clean out the port in my cell phone. And then the tweezers, quite honestly, these are not bad tweezers. they grab. So I'm not unhappy with the tweezers that they put in this. And they're nice and metal. They're not the plastic garbage ones from the smaller knives. This side has, let's talk about the corkscrew. It's got a corkscrew in it in case you want some wine while you're out hiking around. I've seen a lot of different uses for these, actually. Certain bushcraft projects, you can YouTube it. Also, you can curl up cotton or waxed cotton, pop it in there, and carry it as a tinder compartment. And that works great. And then it also has an awl on here. This side is really hard to get into. Again, I don't have the fingernails to get that. That's going to be working with. I love this. It's got an extremely sharp blade, so it's great for box opening. And then it's got that little hole where you can put thread or some kind of maybe leather or thread to do bushcrafting projects with leather. Make wallets, whatever you got to do out in the field. But you can also, if you've got a, say you have a haversack that busted open and you got to sew it shut with whatever bank line, bank line, you can unravel those, the twine. Some of them have three twines are braided together. You can take one of those, pop it through there and fix whatever you need to by using it to sew it shut. So, again, YouTube is great for these craft projects. So that's a really awesome item. And what I have attached to this is what they call a deep carry pocket clip from Ultratech. I hooked it to its lanyard. It does come with a ring, but because this comes with the lanyard ring, I attached it to that. I could put that in my pocket, and it's easier to just grab it out of your pocket. I also, you can just attach like a piece of paracord too, because which is a great idea, because this is super for break a shoelace. Here we are. We have some paracord for it. Or any need to make a quick shelter in the rain. And that's actually one of the reasons I love this, is because if it starts to rain, I can easily saw some tinder, kindling, whatever, from branches. If the wood's wet, then I just take my knife, clean off all the wet bark, and get to the dry stuff. So there's so many uses for this Ranger. Anyway, so I thought it was worth bringing it back from the dead. Like I said, we have so many different utility tools in the field. I just, for the price, I love this. And a lot of times you see it on sale. $65 I got this for. It typically runs for $88. There are more expensive versions of this that do have pliers. They have the boat version, which has all kinds of tools attached to it. No saw, but obviously it's more for I would say cars and boats, but at any rate, Victorinox. I think it's one of the best on the market.